sini macam contohnya kita ada 5 jenis bilik, iaitu superior, deluxe, super deluxe, family deluxe and suite room. Which is mean superior ni adalah bilik yang paling murah lah.
Right.
So kalau bilik superior ni dia harga RM230 saja net.
Oh.
Dia. So kalau per deluxe harga dia RM280 lah.
Okay, alright. Okay, thank you so much there. Alright. So welcome back to the weekly review with me, Nora. Right now we are recording at the Pearl International Hotel Kuala Lumpur, which is situated between Petaling, Jaya and also Kuala Lumpur. So the Pearl International Hotel Kuala Lumpur prides itself on spacious, well-furnished rooms with quick service that will put at ease the most fussy of guests. This Kuala Lumpur hotel is also perched upon the Pearl Point shopping mall for convenient shopping, entertainment and fast food outlets. Well, Weekly Review had a chance to interview with its Vice President of Business Development and Finance, Chiann, to talk more about it. Let's have a look.
Yeah, and it's actually owned by a Malaysian, and also, of course, even our general manager is also Malaysian. Yeah, so back to 15 years, actually this hotel was set up by a batch of Singapore expatriates at the time. Yeah, so we didn't actually engage any chain hotel or any change management. So because our company is a very traditional and practical company, so we thought if we want to learn, we pay a price to learn. We learn through ourselves, you see. So that's why the management was actually led by a number of expatriates that we get their expertise in, and myself being representing the owner. That at that point of time I was a financial controller. Yeah, and I was actually very, very lucky that I was being so-called offered a position to be one of the pioneer, members in the team, and we really go through a very, very tough time, setting up. We must build a culture. If not, then the sustainability of the business will not be there. And we start with these values of PEARL, P-E-A-R-L. So the first P is passion. So we always believe, you must have passion in doing everything, right? If you have a passion, then you will do it right, you will do it wholeheartedly. Yeah? And also the passion not just in your work. We also tell our staff that the passion is your life. So we always encourage our staff to have a balanced life. And then the E is excellent. This is, for all businesses, we must always perform the excellence, And then, of course, in the service standard, improve the qualities, always have this continuous improvement to do better. Yeah. Then the A is action. So we always say, we have to walk the talk, right? If you only talk about all this vision, and if you don't put your action, then nothing will materialize, right? So the action is very important in our values. So we have to actually take action, more proactive, yeah, into whatever we are doing. R is, we put it recycle. What's the meaning? Because you see, actually to us, go green, environmental is something that close to our heart also. So reuse, reduce, recycle, keep ourselves lean and mean, and always find the best way to do things, So, and then that also will contribute back to our bottom line, right? Every dollar saved is every dollar earned. Right? And the L is, I put it as liberality. So that actually relate more to our CSR project, or now most people call corporate, project, so-called responsibilities. Is in terms of tourists, many people from Hong Kong, from China and from India has known our hotel quite well.
So
yes. Averagely, we have about 70 last year, so it was actually quite a good feel. And this year we're doing better than last year. Yeah, so hopefully the business will pick up, and then again, like I said, if the business environment are good, the economy is booming, then there will be ongoing, good things happening.
Well, that was the Pearl International Hotel Kuala Lumpur Vice President of Business Development and Finance, Chiann. Now, strategically located midway between Kuala Lumpur and Petaling, Jaya puts in Pearl International Hotel, nestled amongst the shopping haven overlooking the beautiful skyline of Kuala Lumpur city and just minutes away from many places of interest. But for you developers out there, or just you have an interest in investing in a hotel property, well, Weekly Review had a chat with its General Manager Thomas Siew to talk more about that and how you can get higher returns with your money. Let's have a look. So, per se, what are the key main drivers for for Kuala Lumpur to be the top hotel industry in the world?
Well, I think KL is really top in the sense that we are cheap, right? The foreign tourists comes down, whether US or whether it's Singapore, right? The exchange rate is very good for them, right? So KL is a very very cheap place to stay in, right? And it's one of the cheapest in Asia. If you travel around Asia, right? Look at the average room rate in Kuala Lumpur, right? For the 5-star hotel, right? Probably we're talking about 350 ringgit. Average room rate, right? Which is converted to US is less than 100, right? And 100 ringgit, right? If you go to, let's say, Thailand, you go to Singapore, you go to Indonesia, you'll never be able to stay in a 5-star hotel with $100 US.
Right.
So Malaysia, KL especially, is still very, very cheap. And right now, all the hoteliers, be it 4-star, 5-star, we are actually looking forward to upgrade the average room rate because we feel we're still the cheapest around the whole ASEAN countries.
But you see, with the emergence of a boutique hotel, of the maybe a budget hotel, how do Pearl International keep your room rates appealing? Maybe you upgrade your services or whatnot?
Well, in terms of competition in that way, right, what we rather do is we rather upgrade the product, right? What is our product? Our product is what the customer wants. For instance, we just actually recently, only about a couple of months ago, we just upgraded the whole hotel with Wi-Fi, right? Why do we put Wi-Fi in all the rooms, right? And we don't charge for the Wi-Fi, it's free of charge for the guests, right? The reason is very simple. We want to capture the corporate market, right? It's one of our objectives to increase our corporate market. So how do we increase our corporate market, right? Number one is having a Wi-Fi, because everybody uses a computer now, right? Number two, to give a new look to the rooms. This is what everybody looks for. Every corporate client looks for, right? And that's how we compete. But in terms of tourists, all right, we have a different market altogether compared with other hotels, right? Our, like what I said just now, our market China, our market are Japanese, our market are Indians, our market are from Japan and so forth, right? What this customer wants actually a clean room, right? They come here, they check in very late at night. They check out early in the morning, right? So basically what they want is a clean room and a safe place to stay in, right?
To cater all the fussy guests.
That's right.
Exactly. So let's talk about property just a little bit on the hotel property. Do you think that Malaysia, we have so vast of land banks. Do you think that the developers or investors should invest more for hotel tourism in Malaysia?
Well, as far as hotel tourism is concerned, hotel investment is the return of investment very, very long. Right? You talk about probably 20 years and longer than that, right? But most of the property owners, I would say, if they invest in hotel, it's more for property appreciation. Property always appreciate, you never depreciate, right? So it's more of property appreciation than return of investment, right? So I reckon, right? Hotel industry is still booming. For Malaysia, it's still booming, and there's still plenty of space, right? And Kuala Lumpur itself, right? I think it's becoming a very popular destination for most tourists, right? So we can still build. Investors still can build, right? But the return investment, I would say, is long.
So it's longer, but with higher returns,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
So you just have to wait.
Yes.
So investment is not about short returns.
No, it's a long-term investment. Long-term investment.
Exactly. So for this long-term investment, do you think that for this time around, investors should invest more towards the tourism segments in Malaysia?
Oh yes, I think tourist segment is one of the biggest revenue earners for Malaysia itself, right? So by building more hotels, I would say definitely the returns.
So that will be proven more more competition to
Well,
international then.
competition is always healthy, right?
That's right,
If there's
that's
no
right.
competition, you never improve.
Exactly,
Right?
yep.
So I believe competition is not a question. The question is more how the government can back up on the investment
So
side.
what, being in the hotel industry for more than 30 years, what do you think, based on your experience, what makes the hotel shot upright, make it in the industry?
Okay, you see, in the hotel industry, actually, we have three biggest challenges or three biggest expenses, right? Number one is payroll. Payroll is the top expenses in the hotel, right? Then is the electricity cost, which is very, very, very high, right? Then next is the cost of food, which is getting increased every year anyway, right? So in order for a hotel to be successful, I think the government should look at adjusting the tariff, the electricity tariff for all hotels, right? Because right now the hotels are paying a very high tariff. It's not a factory tariff, right? It is a user tariff, so it's rather high. I think this actually has been brought to the attention of the tourism ministry, like during the hotel association meeting with the ministry, right? To look at the new tariff for the hotel, right? Because for a hotel of this size, if you look at a hotel of this 512 rooms, right, you're talking about an average of 200,000 ringgit
Right,
electricity bill, per month.
per month.
Right? So imagine, right, with $200,000 electricity bill, with the payroll expenses of probably about 400,000, you're talking about 600,000. Right? Just 600,000, just these two expenses, 600,000. So just imagine, if we don't have an occupancy of more than 50%, right, we won't make it. We won't make it, right? Unless, right, definitely the payroll cost you cannot cut. There's no way, right? Every year you're giving increment rates.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? So the only way is through the help from the government, right? By adjusting the tariff, electricity tariff, adjusting it to the consumers, that is the hotel industry. I think that will help some, right? And in line with that, I think the tourism ministry is also bringing a lot of international conferences to the country, right? International sports event to the country, and this will boost up the revenue for most hotels, right? Be it a 3-star, be it budget hotel, or be it 5-star, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I think the tourism ministry is doing the right track in bringing all these events into the country, right? And with all this event, you get the exposure,
Right.
And people talk about Kuala Lumpur.
So there's been speculation that property will be the highlight for the budget 2013. We have the Prima, Perumahan Rakyat Satu Malaysia, and also Bantuan Rakyat Satu Malaysia. So do you think that the hotel industry should be the forefront on the property segment then?
Oh yes, I think probably the wish list for the government in the new budget will be probably giving incentive for hotel investors or property investors who want to invest in the hotel industry, right? Knowing pretty well, like what I said just now, right, the return on investment is very long, right? Give them the incentive, right? Give them all the perks to build hotels, right? So that more people can come to stay in Kuala Lumpur, right? I think that is important. And secondly, give incentive to those hotel which are older, right? Probably those hotel that is 10 years and above, right? Give them incentive for refurbishment, so that they're willing to refurbish the hotel and make it fresh again.
To maintain the hotel, right?
Fresh. You must have a fresh look for the hotel. I think that is a wish list, right?
So before we end our segment for today, do you think that what is your future plans for Pearl International Hotel? Do you think do you want to set up another branch or
As
overseas?
a general manager of the hotel, right, or as a hotelier, right? Personally, I do look forward to expanding the chain itself, Pearl itself, right? And that will depend very much on the owners, whether they would like to invest properties elsewhere, which I think our owners are looking into it, right? Because our owners have businesses in Sabah, in Sarawak and so forth, because they are in the timber industry, right? So definitely investing in property or managing new properties is our future plan, right? And that's the way to brand the name Pearl, right? I mean, branding is about moving to other properties and managing other properties. Right?
So how much does it cost to build this HQ then?
Probably 16 years ago, you talk about 100 million. Probably
That was 16 years ago,
16
right?
years ago,
Yes, yes.
probably about 150, 160 million.
Around that range.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, okay, thank you so much, Thomas, for your
Okay.
time. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Maxim Burov. I'm from Russian Trade Representation. You are watching Weekly Review on Capital TV.